Hi again, everyone, and welcome into Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien of allbengals.com. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and yes, your Cincinnati Bengals 2-2, a three-way tie for first place with the Baltimore Ravens and Cleveland Browns. The Steelers 1-3 on the year, and following their Week 4 win over the Miami Dolphins, the Bengals, well, now they stay on primetime, this time on the road in Baltimore, Sunday Night Football, and look, the Bengals got back to work today, and something that kind of stole the show was the ground game, the running game. And Joe Mixon averaging 2.7 yards per carry through 4 weeks, certainly not where people anticipated him being, anticipated this offensive line being from a run-blocking standpoint. And Mixon shared some interesting details. By the way, we posted Mixon's entire locker room interview right here on CBT, so make sure you check that out. But he revealed that on Wednesday of last week, he met with the offensive line, and not just the starters, some of the backups as well. He said it was him and 10 others in a players-only meeting, talking about tendencies, talking about different, their styles and how they can make it work. Because the thing that they've noticed a lot is how close they were and how close they've been to having some big runs. And obviously, 2.7 yards per carry. After last year averaging 4.1 and 1,205 yards and 13 rushing touchdowns, career highs for Joe Mixon, he was expecting more of that this year, and that hasn't been the case through 4 weeks. But the thing that I've heard the most from Mixon, Zach Taylor reiterated it in his news conference, offensive linemen, on record, off record, they're still really confident that they can get this ground game going and be one of the better rushing teams in the league. And so can they get there? I don't know. I don't think they need to be on that level. I actually just think you need to average four a pop, just enough to keep the defense honest. And if the defense wants you to force you to run the ball, much like we saw with the Chiefs on Sunday night, they ran the ball late in that game against the Buccaneers, and they were able to get it done that way. That's what you need if you're the Bengals. When the teams are daring you to run it, say, okay, we'll run it. And just do enough to keep them honest so you can get the ball to your horses on the outside, whether it's Jamar Chase or T. Higgins, whether it's Hayden Hurst or Tyler Boyd over the middle. That's really what it comes down to. And that hasn't been the case through the first 4 weeks, at least not consistently. So the big takeaway from today was Mixon, the fact that he met with the offensive line. And again, it wasn't just him saying, all right, Lel Collins, Alex Kappa, Ted Karras, this is what I want. You're new here, Cordell Volson. This is what I want. I think it was more of a, all right, let's discuss this play. What do you want from me? Here's what I want from you. Here's what everybody should be doing to try to get on the same page. And that is a huge deal, I think. One, that on a short week, Mixon took the initiative to do that. Two, the fact that it wasn't just the starting five, it was everybody, in that offensive line room. They know that they have to get it right and that they can get it right. In the quote, and I put the entire quote, I'm paraphrasing, I put the entire quote at allbengals.com. It's the main article right there if you're looking. It essentially said, and he essentially said, I haven't lost confidence in myself. I know what I'm capable of, and I know what they're capable of. And so I think he really believes in this group. And certainly I know he believes in Frank Pollock and Justin Hill, the Bengals offensive line and running backs coaches. So we'll see if they can get it going against Baltimore. It would certainly be a nice change of pace if you could go on the road and run it. Why? Well, for a variety of reasons, and we'll dive more into Baltimore throughout the week, of course, and have a ton. We're going to Baltimore to cover the game, but we'll have a ton for you on this matchup versus the Ravens. But the thing is containing Lamar Jackson. Part of that can be as simple as just keeping him on the sidelines and keeping your defense fresh. The fresher your defense is, the easier it's going to be for them to do what? Stop Lamar Jackson. And with the way that Ravens offense is performing, they're averaging 29-plus points per game right now. The Bengals have only allowed 4 touchdowns on defense through 4 games. Something's got to give a little bit. And so maybe this offense, this is the week where they get the ground game going a little bit. They battle time of possession-wise against a run-heavy Baltimore Ravens team. Obviously, they're going to throw it, and they should throw it. The Bengals, that is. But getting the ground game going a little bit could certainly help them against a run-heavy Baltimore Ravens team. I have some other thoughts as well, including the first place thing, because a lot of people, and I wrote about this, were like, first place, not really. It's a tiebreaker here, a tiebreaker there. There's the thing, and here's the thing. There's a difference between talking about tiebreakers in Week 4 or Week 5 and talking about wins and losses in Week 4 and 5. And so the fact that the Bengals have the same amount of wins and same amount of losses as the first place team, right, in the AFC North, that's news. Discussing tiebreakers, well, that tiebreaker is going to change on Sunday. And then that tiebreaker is going to change again the next week. And then it's going to change the next week. And so that's what's tough, is because there's always a divisional opponent playing another divisional opponent or another AFC opponent, and all of that goes into it, and it's all put together at the end of the year. So it's too soon to be talking about that. But you can talk about wins and losses. In the Bengals, they are tied for first place after 4 weeks, which I'm not sure a lot of people would have expected after the way the season started, but they're right there, and they have a huge, huge matchup against the Baltimore Ravens. By the way, today's video brought to you by MyBookie. If you're looking to wager on any game this season, you got to get the double deposit bonus from MyBookie. It's free money. It's free money that you can take, and you can wager on the Bengals to beat the Ravens maybe on Sunday Night Football. By the way, the Ravens favored by 3.5 opening line. According to MyBookie, the over-under was set at 48.5 last I looked. Maybe that changed a little bit. Go to MyBookie and find out. And by the way, the double deposit bonus, all you have to do is use promo code BengalsTalk. What does that get you? Double deposit. You deposit $100, you're going to get $100. You deposit $500, you're going to get $500. So go to MyBookie right now, sign up for free today, and use promo code BengalsTalk today to get that double deposit bonus. The mood here is what you would expect it to be. Guys are focused. I think they were excited to get back, but they're also refreshed. And Ted Karras, and we posted Ted Karras's locker room interview. He is all of us. And what I mean by that is, how many of you had chores to do or had something to do around the house or wanted to run an errand or something like that, and you're like, hey, I'm just going to sit here and watch the Browns-Falcons. And then the TV cut in after that game, and it was Jets-Steelers. And then the TV cut in, and it was Ravens-Bills. Well, that happened to Ted Karras, and that's one of the many reasons why you should watch his locker room interview, because I think he is about as relatable as anyone when it comes to the story he told about him watching football and telling his wife, hey, just 2 more minutes. This game is on now. So quite interesting and really funny stuff from the Bengals starting center. It's going to do it for me. We're going to have plenty on this game. And Tuesday, we'll have some videos. I know Joe Goodberry is going to have his Bengals on the Brain Show, and it's going to have some good stuff there on Tuesday night. Obviously, the OT with Elise Jesse later in the week. You're going to see my face on Tuesday as well. So buckle up, strap in. It's prime time, back-to-back weeks as the Bengals 2-2, looking to get to 3-2. We'll have a ton there. And make sure, by the way, you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. Go to allbengals.com to get all the details in between our posts here on YouTube. And until next time, for Andrew Fox-Miller, our channel coordinator, I'm James Rapien, signing off for now on CBT, Cincinnati Bengals Talk.